Hi, Lynette here. I've been watching the last wrap-ups of all of the Kavanaugh stuff on various YouTube channels and Fox News, other news sources, and then reading the comments of people all across the country. They're interesting. I don't know if you do that very much, but it's really nice to get a pulse of what's just people are thinking. And yes, if you're on a Fox channel and looking at those comments, it's going to be different than the comments that are on a CNN news article. That being said, it still gives you an idea of what people are thinking, and what men are thinking right now about women is really scary, and I don't blame them a bit. This whole thing with the Me Too movement, or the victim movement, poor me movement is how I think they should call themselves, is thrown back feminism by 100 years. You know, we got the vote in 1920, and here it is almost 100 years later, and women are still going, oh, I'm so afraid, and men are so bad and evil, and I have to have a chaperone, and poor victim me. That's what Victorians thought. Victorians were told by their mother that when during sex on their wedding night, they had to close their eyes and just think of flowers and kitty cats, and it would all be over soon. You know, just because men were the bad, men were the thing you put up with so that you could have children and have a respectable life. And that's pretty much what it is now 100 years later. They're monsters. And, of course, it's insane. This whole thing has also divided women against women, because there's a huge portion of women, half of America, female America, says, these women are disgusting and I am embarrassed. That's me. And if you're watching this, it's probably you too. And it's appalling to watch these little poor victim people that don't know the difference between rape and assault, and they call a guy getting handsy at a party assault, and they're never responsible. Oh no, even though they went to a party, which is right there as a contract for I am going to misbehave. Sign it when you go in the door, pretty much. It's understood. But they're not responsible. They're not responsible if they have too much to drink so that their inhibitions go down, their common sense goes down. All of these things that we try to raise up our girls to be safe and competent in the world by not doing dangerous things. You don't walk in a very dark, deserted part of town with a lot of homeless people in it and think that as a woman you're going to be safe. It's just stupid. That's a dangerous thing to do. And when you go to a party and there's alcohol involved and peer pressure involved, and guys and girls together, there's going to be stuff that happens, because that's human nature. And if we get to the point in this world where stuff doesn't happen, then I feel sorry for us, because that's a sign that we're just really screwed up. Because the whole point of growing up and going through your teenage years and going from child to adult is to experience things that are sometimes difficult, sometimes borderline scary. And it can be from guys too. Don't tell me that there aren't guys that have their own stories about the different kind of assault that goes on, and that is a manipulation of women to get what they want. How about that? How about the old thing of the guy getting caught in marriage? You know, she sets a trap, she baits it, she gets the guy caught, and then he's stuck with her. This guy isn't a victim too? In the same way as this is what life is. So the Poor Me movement has managed to divide America one more step. And I personally am embarrassed to be called a woman. I will never use the term feminist, even though I became a young woman adult in the mid-70s at the height of the women's lib movement. You know, that meant freedom and choice, as in choice to be what you wanted to be. The world was opening up for us as far as careers and college opportunities, and we could be lawyers and doctors and construction workers and be paid the same thing, and all of these things. That's what the feminist movement was about. And it was a good thing. It was a good thing for America. But now it's this nasty little snake just laying over there in the corner waiting to bite somebody, because they are not strong enough to take care of themselves, and everybody is out to get them. And I personally hate them. When I look at these groups that are protesting, and they're these fat, ugly broads with piercings all over their faces and tattoos and greasy hair, and they're screaming about how awful men are, it's because they've never had a relationship. And as a woman, I can say that. And I know there's people who are going to be angry and upset about that, but frankly, I don't care, because there are great things about being a woman, and there's great things about being a man, and I don't want them to be the same. Period. So good job, Democrats, dividing America once more. But hopefully we're going to be smarter than you, because I think that there'll be something that will come down the road as far as showing these awful feminist pink pussy hat wearing women how stupid they are. And I'm not sure what it is, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed, because we just can't have America divided in that way. One man wrote in the comments of one YouTube video, he said, "I hate my wife." And he was referring to, it was in the context of this Kavanaugh thing. Obviously, she'd come out in favor of that Ford broad, and he realized that Kavanaugh was completely innocent and was being gang raped by the media and the Democrats. And for somebody to say, "I hate my wife," I felt so bad for her. I wanted to write, "I'm so sorry." But anyway, this is what's happened. This is all part of their plan. This is all part of that conspiracy I've talked about breaking the country up and having it be left in pieces because we're not strong when we're divided. So you go to the polls. We need to at least get strong in our political sphere, and perhaps then we can join up the country better in, say, a year. I'm hoping. Anyway, that's a little bit of news for the day. Thanks. Bye-bye.